Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, he got his man card back. I've got a really great, inspiring email from a guy who just had an absolute shitty fucking situation. He was married for 33 years to his wife. And come to find out, his wife had an affair with her boss, and then she moved out. And on top of that, he had some really serious financial calamity come crashing down on him unexpectedly. But he's turned things around together completely, and it's got a really fucking happy ending, pun intended. So I got a quote that I wrote on this particular topic, and then we're going to go through his email. So for those of you that are struggling out there, or struggling in life financially, or you're struggling in your personal life, this guy, everything fucking crashed and burned in his life. I mean, you imagine, when you're with somebody for 33 years, your whole identity is associated with that. And so, I mean, that's pretty fucking traumatic. So the quote says, "It's liberating to take your power and life back after you have given it away to please others, bent yourself into a pretzel to make a lover happy, or have simply been focused on everyone else's needs but your own. To have truly great relationships with yourself and others, you must first focus on making yourself happy and meeting your needs first. Only when you know who you are, what you want, what's important to you, and you love and accept yourself, will you be strong and centered enough to love another without losing yourself in the process. The healthiest and strongest relationships are relationships between two happy, whole, and complete people who have come together to share their completeness." That's the thing about life, is like when shit hits the fan, or problems show up, or circumstances show up that are just horrible and awful, and you think, how the fuck am I going to get through this? When things dissolve, they're dissolving in your life for a reason. But until the only way you can move forward is if things that no longer serve you, or relationships, or circumstances, or careers, or businesses, those things have to dissolve so you can build something new, so you can create something new and expand who you are and grow beyond what you were before. So when things dissolve and fall apart, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, at the end of the day, life is change, but growth is optional. That's the one constant in life, is that everything is always going to be changing. So he says, "Hey, Coach, after 33 years of marriage, my wife had an affair with her boss and moved out. I was devastated and handled it all wrong. I take full responsibility because I became a pleaser and gave her my balls in a neatly gift wrap package." So what I love about this, he's saying, hey, I fucked up. He's seeing things as they are. Not better than they are or worse than they are. But he's like, after reading my book, he realized, hey, okay, now I understand why things ended up the way they did. But the idea is that if you've had a relationship end or things didn't work out, my goal, I want you to have somebody in your life that's fucking amazing, that knocks your fucking socks off. I'm not talking about a mediocre relationship or somebody that you have the attitude of, well, they're kind of okay. I want somebody that's like, oh my God, every time I see her, she walks in the room, like, I just want to fucking tear her clothes off and make love all day and all night. He says, it started when I retired at age 50. I'm 59 now, and I lost half of my money to Louis J. Pearlman. He was a Ponzi scam in Orlando. I remember the name. There's been a few of them, especially it's like when the economy starts to go down the tubes, that's when these Ponzi scams usually they get revealed. He says, overnight, my net worth went from $4 million to $1.75 million. Well, at least you didn't have everything with this cocksucker. One of the things, when you have money, when you have success, or you're investing in anything, always know your downside risk. In other words, if you're buying stock, or you're buying a piece of real estate, or you're investing in a business, what happens if all of your assumptions are wrong and you lose that money? Or things don't go according to the rosy projections or expectations that you had? What would you do then? You have to think about those things before you buy a stock, or you invest in real estate, or you buy gold and silver, or whatever it happens to be. You always must know your downside risk. And make adjustments in your investments or your business plan accordingly. Because the bottom line in life is, with Mr. fucking Murphy, Murphy's Law, mucking around in your life, shit's going to fucking happen. And the worst thing you can do is put all your eggs in one basket. And like, if this guy had put all his money with one dude and he'd pissed it all away because it was a Ponzi scam, he'd be fucked. But he only had, for whatever reason, he still had 1.75 million. I mean, it still sucks that he lost $2.25 million. But the bottom line is, he's not destitute. There were plenty of people. What was his name? Bernie Madoff. They had everything invested with him, which is stupid. These people they worked their whole lives. They had nothing. They're eating fucking peanut butter and jelly after living in a fucking mansion and living the high life. And they had nothing. And they're old, and they're just too old to work. Think about it. Can you imagine how traumatic that would be? You're too old. You're physically unable to work like you once were, and you were used to all this amazing lifestyle, and now you're eating fucking peanut butter and jelly and trying to make it on food stamps and Social Security. He says, in 2007, real estate collapsed, and I moved to Texas, and we moved to Texas where she started working again. I became depressed, gained weight, and was a full-time grandmother for my daughter while everyone worked. So I like how you say you basically became the woman in the relationship. He's poking fun at himself. I mean, you can't take yourself too fucking seriously in life. Because if you think you take yourself too seriously, life will come along and give you a big giant fucking serving of humble pie. It's happened to me, and it happened to every single successful person you know. So just when you get too full of yourself, just ease it back a couple notches. You're really not as great as your most stark raving fans are, and you're also not as bad or as shitty as your biggest critics think you are. You're kind of somewhere in the middle. That's the way you should look at things. It's kind of a balanced approach when you look at life like that, and yourself for that matter. He says, at the time, I thought I was being a good father and husband by watching my granddaughter for her first year of life. I became fucking Aunt B from Mayberry, RFD. Oh, man. Talk about giving up your manhood. After she moved out, I discovered your book and videos. I read your book 12 times, and I've watched hundreds of your videos. He says, now I have a definite major purpose in life. I started my own construction company, which is one of the most manly things I can do as opposed to being a financial consultant. I still build custom homes. I love to build. I love the smell of fresh cut lumber. It's just something that I do with some of the money that I earn from my life coaching practice. I really enjoy building kick-ass custom homes. But I'm not in general real estate and mortgages, and I don't do that shit. That's the whole reason why I wanted to build. I like fixing things up, and I like building. And I still love to do that. That's still a lifelong passion of mine. I just organize my life in a different way so I could expand and also be a life coach and an author. He says, I'm loving what I'm doing. That's important, and that's why you're going to succeed at, because you're loving what you're doing. Love. That's so fucking critically important. If you don't love what you're doing, you'll never work hard enough to become really great at it. At this point in his life, he's like 59 years old. It's like, why would you want to spend the rest? You got money. Why would you want to spend the rest of your life working at something you hate? Right? So awesome, man. Good fucking job. He says, but the best part is my 35-year-old girlfriend, a former Miss Dominican Republic. High five. This is your fucking birthright, dude. You deserve to be amazing. You deserve to have a fucking amazing, gorgeous goddess who adores you and who worships you and thinks you're the fucking most awesome man on the planet. Obviously, you need to treat her the same way, but you deserve that. You deserve to have that. That's your birthright. We don't come into this world. We're not born to be fucking mediocre or average. We're born to be spectacular. But the only reason your life is not spectacular yet is either you're a work in process or you're on the way there, or it's the story that you tell yourself about why you're not there or you can't be there. He says, my true turning point was when I looked at myself on or around May 1st and I said no more. I talk about this a lot. It's like people won't change their belief system or how they're going about their lives until they hit rock bottom. They have a moment where they say, I'm fucking done with this. Not another day in this shitty fucking job. Not another day without building my business on the side. Not another day with these fucking business partners that are driving me up the wall. Not another day being 100 pounds overweight. Not another day being fucking single. Not another day without taking risks. I'm fucking going for it. It's like people have to get to the bottom where they are just like, I fucking have had it. That's it. It ends here. I'm fucking done. I'm crossing that fucking line and nothing's stopping me. And you got to that point, and that's fucking awesome. He says the following day, and I like this story, he says the following day at the gym, a guy who was around 32 was trying to push us off the lat machine. He went to shove me, and I popped him in the face. He went to the management, complained, but a female trainer stuck up for me and said that he started it. That's fucking instant karma. He began to say I cheap shotted him, so I suggested we work it out in the boxing gym. This is fucking great. It gets even better. He says, cut to the chase. All of my years of frustration, all of my anger, all of my hurt was released upon him, and in the third round, he couldn't continue. He got an old-fashioned fucking beat down. Don't fucking mess with me, because I will fucking stomp your ass. That's fucking awesome, dude. That's fucking taking your power back. He's like, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. He says, one of my trainer friends said to the guy, dude, you just got your ass kicked by a 59-year-old man. His balls went right back up inside him. He got fucking schooled. He says, my alpha male was restored, and only this time, better, stronger, and fucking badder than ever. Fist bump, dude. Good job. Fast forward, my wife now wants me back. My business is booming. I wouldn't fucking take her back, dude. Fuck her. You had an upgrade. Why would you want to go back to the past? She fucking ditched you. She's fucking somebody else. Thanks for the memories, but hey, I'm not going to leave Miss Dominican Republic. I mean, come on. Man's got needs here. He says, I bought a house in Marco Island where I take fishing trips. As a salesperson, I listen to all of your mentors. And Corey, you have found your niche and you have surpassed all of them. Thank you. Well, thanks for the compliment. And you know what? Thanks for being fucking awesome. Thanks for leading by example. Thanks for growing a set of balls and saying, you know what? I'm fucking not going to take this anymore. I'm fucking going to take my fucking balls back. I'm going to take my fucking manhood back. And I'm grabbing my fucking man card back. And I'm going that away. And I'm going to fucking make it happen. And I'm fucking happy for you, dude. He's working out. He's taking care of himself. He's taking better care of his body. He's doing something he loves for a living. He's got a nice house. He's got a fucking hot girl in his life. It's like, this is your birthright. It's supposed to be this way. But it's only going to happen if you work at it and if you want it bad enough and you take action to make it happen. It's like you got to decide what you want in life, and then you got to resolve to pay the fucking price to get it. And if you follow what I teach in my book, here's just another one of countless examples of how it can be done and how it works when you apply the things that I teach. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.